Hey merfolk! I had a great day. I spent all afternoon petting puppies with my nibblings and my sister. By the way, I hope you guys like the new setup. I'm not sure if I love it, but at least I don't dislike it. That's the start. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have noticed that I have been posting a lot of photos of eye looks, but I haven't been filming any videos. So I'm filming today. This look is going to be inspired by the first of the series of eye looks that I have been posting, which was a very graphic kind of butterfly sort of eye. Some people have shown interest in seeing a tutorial of it, but I don't really want to do the same thing again because I get bored. So I'm going to do something sort of similar but not exactly the same. So I'm going to change the colors, and I'm also going to edit it down a little bit just to make it more fashion. I'm just going to apply some moisturizer. This is the Embryolisse Creme Concentree, just to prime my face. And then I'm going to move on immediately to the eyes and leave the moisturizer to do its job. There was a hair on my face. It's still on my face, it doesn't want to go. So I'm not going to do my eyebrows just yet, and that is because I have a tendency to thicken them up a lot and start them right where my socket is, and I'm going to use my socket for something else today. We're going to do a cut crease. So if I start with my cut crease first, I then have a better idea where my eyebrows should go. And I'm going to go right in, no primer, no anything, because I do like to see the bareness of the lid from underneath the makeup. I think that looks a little bit more cool and edgy. I will be using long-lasting products to do this, so there isn't really a need for me to improve the longevity of my makeup. For my other look, I used the KIKO long-lasting stick eyeshadow in burgundy. This time I'm going to use the black. It is the number 20, and I took it on a small flat shader brush. This is a MAC 228. As you can see, it's very flat and small, and this is going to give us a lot of precision. And I'm going to really coat my brush with that cream shadow. My eyelids are semi-hooded. They can be quite hooded if I completely relax my eyes, but most of the time my eyes just crease wherever they feel like creasing that day. It also depends on how tired I am. So what I do is I look straight into the mirror, keeping my eyes relaxed, and I go along the socket above my crease. And I keep following that socket line. This way, however I move my eyes, it's never going to disturb the shape that I'm going to create. Once I figure out that shape, I can move my eyes however it feels more comfortable to do makeup with. So just to make sure that my shape is somewhat symmetrical, I'm going to try and do the same thing on the other eye. This eye is a little bit harder because it's a little bit puffier on top, so I don't get a clear line. So what I'm doing now is just defining my shape and bringing down that eyeshadow stick onto the lid, because I'm going to create kind of a gradient downwards. You'll understand what I'm saying soon enough. This kind of brush makes it really easy to control the shape. You could definitely use a gel liner for this. The reason I really like using these eyeshadow sticks is because I get a little bit more playtime with this, and because this is just sharp on the top and blended towards the bottom, it really makes my job easier. And I'm using the thinner side of the brush to really define that shape. And by now you don't have to worry about it being too perfect, because we're going to go over that eyeshadow stick with some powder eyeshadow, which is really going to help. And you can also take a Q-tip. I have the tiny ones from Muji to help you get that shape right. And while you're doing this, make sure you move your eyes a lot and do tons of different facial expressions, just to make sure that it looks good from every angle. And now to make this look even and blended, I'm going to go into a matte black powder eyeshadow. This one is from the Lorac Pro Matte Palette that my subscriber Celine sent to me. And I'm going to pat this eyeshadow on top of that black. And I can use the brush flat and drag this eyeshadow down as well as I did with the eyeshadow stick. One thing I like to do is really stretch my eyelid, and as you can see, it creates kind of a round shape around here, which I don't like so much. So I like to kind of bring it down slightly. So this is as even as I'm going to get them to look, I think. Some people like to work on one eye at a time. I prefer to work on both at the same time. I feel like it helps me make them even and just ensures that I don't forget any steps along the way. When I did this last time for the burgundy, I used my Modern Renaissance palette and I used, I think, Venetian Red on top of the burgundy eyeshadow stick from KIKO. Now I'm going to take my Catrice Inside Eye Kohl Kajal in black and I'm going to get it inside my eye on my tight line. And I'm also going to use this to rub against my lashes. You could use the KIKO eyeshadow stick for this. I've had that for such a long time and I use it so much that it's running out. So it's just easier to rub this one on. And now I'm taking my synthetic fluffy brush. This is a Zoeva 227 brush. What the hell happened? It's almost like the eyeshadow stick that I had underneath just rubbed off. I'm going to take some more of that eyeshadow stick and I'm just going to take it down the lid. On the outer corner for my other look, I created a double wing using the Realgar eyeshadow on the Modern Renaissance palette. That is an orange. This time I'm going to use this purple here from Makeup Forever. I don't know the name of this eyeshadow, but I will put it in the description box as usual. And I am using a Morphe M507 brush. It's the only Morphe brush that I have, and the only one I've ever wanted, to be honest, and it's one of their most expensive brushes, which is driving me crazy because €7 for a Morphe brush, I mean. So this is more of an eggplant purple. So it's going to blend in a lot easier into my skin color, which is what I want. So it's not a very blue kind of purple. It has more of a earthiness to it. Because what I want is for it to be very sharp at the top and become softer as it reaches the lash line. I'm also using the very tip of this brush to run along the outside edges of the eye. This time I'm using Blacklight from Makeup Geek. This is a powder eyeshadow and that is why I have applied the black cream on my lid so that this has something to stick to, and also the black base is really going to make the duochrome in this eyeshadow pop, as you can see. So I'm using this on my finger. I'm using my finger to really feel where my socket is so I can really press it down in that area. I'm taking it on the inner corner over the black line. And then for my inner corner, I'm going to take Daydreamer, which is a lilac shade, and this one does not have a duochrome. This is one of Makeup Geek's foiled eyeshadows, and I'm going to apply it wet. You can use a mixing medium or water. I'm using water. This is just going to make the metallicness of that eyeshadow really pop. I'm actually also going to take some of that right in the center. And I'm going to hold my breath and use one of the NYX Vivid Brights liquid eyeliners. This is in the shade Vivid Blossom, and I'm going to line the very top of my wing. If you make a mess, don't forget you have your brush and your eyeshadow stick. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if you saw any of that because I have to get so close into the mirror sometimes for the detail, especially because I just noticed that these lights actually make it really hard for me to see what's going on the outer edge of my face in this area here. I hope I got some of it on camera. Anyway, so these are the eyes basically done except for mascara. I'm going to do the rest of my face now, and then we can have a better idea of how this is looking and if I need to add something else or not. One thing I really don't like about these NYX Vivid Brights liners is that when you stretch your skin, they kind of crack. It annoys the hell out of me. So for my face, I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick in Y225, and I'm taking it on a Zoeva 110 brush. And this is actually going to be my concealer and my foundation in one. And what I have on my brush is basically all the foundation I'm going to use, because I'm really going to stretch this foundation out. This foundation is a little bit light for me, but it will look fine in a minute. I'm actually taking a little bit more just to go on the sides of my face. I think I already applied a little bit more than I wanted right in the center. So when that happens, I just like to take my fingers and just pat it out. I want the skin to look pretty natural. Back in with my Morphe 5107 that still has some of that Daydreamer eyeshadow from Makeup Geek. I'm just going to blend out my inner corners. And I'm going to use some of that black eyeshadow stick just on the very outer corner of my eye on the lower lash line. Blending it onto my upper lash line as well. And I'm going to go back into some of that purple from Makeup Forever and just apply it over top of that black. Now I'm going to go back into my pencil from Catrice, and I'm just applying it on the outer corner of my waterline to the middle. So I'm not taking it all the way in. And now I'm taking my Lancome Grandiose mascara, and I'm going to apply it both on my top and lower lashes. And now for my lower lashes, I'm going to take my YSL Vynil Couture mascara top coat. And I'm the Storm. This is a gunmetal glitter top coat. You can use actual glitter for this and just apply it on your lashes. This just makes it very convenient. And I'm using it because I have it. Because I'd be too lazy to go and get the glitter. This mascara, as with any YSL products, is ridiculously scented. Why do I need such a strong fragrance in my mascara? I don't know. My YSL lip products literally taste like perfume, and I don't know why anyone would want that. Anyway, I'm not going to powder. I'm going to use my Essence Oil Control blotting sheets. I have been doing this a lot recently instead of powdering. My skin is so dehydrated and I like more of a natural foundation look. Now, just to sketch out my eyebrows, I'm going to take my Nabla Brow Divine pencil in Uranus. I'm using the Essence Make Me Brow mascara just to brush my hairs up. And now to get some actual work done, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in Granite. Just sketching some hairs in. I just basically create a lot of hair strokes with different amounts of product on the brush and different pressures. And I use a Zoeva wing liner brush for this. It's my favorite brush to do brows with. And this is why I can't do my makeup in 10 minutes. It's because I spend 10 minutes on my brows. Now I'm going in again with my brow mascara just to get the hairs back where they belong. I am not loving my brows today. Of course they had to come and ruin my party, but I'm gonna move on. I'm going to apply some blush. I'm going to use the Milani Romantic Rose Blush. This is a Real Techniques contour brush. Whenever I post a full face photo onto Reddit, I always get a comment saying that my contour is rough and that I should fix it. But I never contour. It's just the natural contours of my face. What's wrong with them? Apparently the natural shadows on my face are just too low. And I have been using the Nabla Cream eyeshadow in Bakery. This is very similar to MAC's Quite Natural Paint Pot. And one of these nail art dotting tools to do some more freckles on my face. I know this is a stupid thing to use for freckles. I could use a fine liner brush, but I don't know. It was sitting on my desk and I thought, this could work. And it did. So basically I just do random dots on my nose. Sometimes with this tool I get little blobs of product, and that is excellent because they transfer onto my finger and then I can just stamp some freckles around. So I actually really like this and I think it's brilliant and I had the best idea ever. I already have freckles, but because I wear so much sunscreen, I didn't really get new freckles this summer, so I need to fake them. For my highlight, I'm going to use, of course, the RMS Living Luminizer. I am obsessed with this thing. In my last video, I told you that it was best used with fingers. That is a lie. That is a complete lie. In my last video, it also lifted up all of my bronzer. So the best thing to use is actually one of these kinds of brushes. I'm using the same brush that I use for my foundation, and then you just stamp it on and then you look absolutely soaking wet and it's amazing. And it doesn't lift up any of your other makeup if you do it like this. And it's super fast, so you don't have to go and pat for eternity. For my lips, I'm going to try and do a bright orange lip. I'm not sure how I'm going to like this, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to use the Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Pencil in A Go-Go and the YSL Vynil Cream Vernis à Lèvres in 406. So one thin layer of this first. And now I'm shaping my lips with my lip liner. This lip combination is also on my Instagram because I am obsessed. I'm also feathering the lip liner in and another layer of the YSL thing. Just so you know, this glossy lip is the glossy lip that lasts forever. It's really ridiculously expensive. My mouth tastes like perfume, but it lasts a really long time. And when the glossiness goes away, it just stains your lips, so you are left with a beautiful orange stain. I was really feeling the 80s vibes with this lip, so this is the final look. I hope you enjoy it. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also leave a comment down below because, as you know, those always make me really happy. There will be a list in the description box of every single product used in this tutorial, as well as links to all of my social media if you'd like to follow me there, although I suck at social media. And that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day and I will see you next time. Bye!